Forward. There we go. So we started out 3 weeks investing in leads, what the importance is on top of what leads, resources, to direct mail, how to work them, the ins and outs. And then, like I said, I was very inspired with Eric at the breakthrough in like the little breakouts that are at NatCon. And he simplified it with the most basic questions that sometimes we overcomplicate things. So that's where we want to tie in this session of what we gain from him, outside our group, and what we can, add to moving forward with leads, investing, working them, and then just his neat perspective. So I'm just going to let you take over. And then at the end, or even throughout, I'll keep a lookout questions and answers. We definitely want to be open to that because I want to be as involved with being as tailored to what y'all need help with mostly. So I'll let you take over, Eric.
Cool beans. Well, thank you for having me on, and I appreciate it, and hope to help the team as much as I can tonight. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Eric Bellaire. I've been doing this for now 17 years almost. Out of Florida, Andy Albright and Jane Albright brought me and my wife Bobby on board. And to Aaron's point, it's Aaron, right? I got it right. Aaron, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, good. To
Yeah.
Aaron's point, I did a talk at NatCon. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, you go to arc.naleads.com, up under resources, up under Alliance University. There's already all the videos of NatCon are already posted there. So you could watch that breakthrough video recording if you weren't able to be there live and see some of the things that Aaron's mentioning about my talk about working a lead to the bone. So, I know you talked about investing in leads. It's important to make an investment in a lead and then make a decision how much you want to invest, whether it's whether you're going to buy the $1 lead or you're going to buy the $70 or $100 lead, fresh leads, old leads, rework leads, internet leads, marriage leads, mortgage protection leads. To me, a lead is somebody that needs help and they've asked for help. And then our job is to get out there and get them the help that they want. Um, to Aaron's point, I believe if you're going to invest in leads, you should follow a protocol and work the leads and work them to the nth degree. If you're not going to work leads to the nth degree, if you're going to give up because of a disconnected phone number, if you're going to give up because of a no on the phone, if you're going to give up because you've attempted to hot knock their home and they weren't there, and there's still other things you can do. There's still other things that can be done. And I know the things that I do work. If they didn't work, I, one, wouldn't do them. I'm not a man that likes to waste his time. And two, I wouldn't train on them. I mean, I wouldn't train on things that I'm not doing myself. I'm a person that does these things and I know that they work. So I spread the word and make sure that everybody knows to do the same thing. So, real quick, you got to make sure you dial them. You got to dial them, and don't just dial them with a flair like Eric Bellaire. Have some style to it, have a smile to it. Don't be humdrum about it. Be excited about it. The next thing you got to do is hot knock them. If you can't come on the phone, you got to go to their home. If you're afraid to get in your car, if you're afraid to drive to the home, I don't mean to throw water and people get wet, but that's to me as somebody, why are you investing in leads? If you're not, now again, you could be investing in leads that are for telemarketing purposes only. Don't get me wrong. And there are telemarketing leads out there that you buy for the intention of only doing that because the money you invest in that lead, it's an internet lead. You live in Florida, you're buying them in California. Right. You have no intention of hot knocking them. I didn't say that from stage, but I'm saying it to you because you might be some telemarketers on the phone. And we have a big business in that now because of what COVID brought to the table, allowing us to sell a lot of our product over the phone without ever having to go to a client's home. But I'm talking, that's $5 leads. That's $3 leads. You're going and spending $70 on leads, $60 on leads, $50 on leads. I don't know about you, Aaron, but I'm not buying leads for $50 over the phone. And in California, I'm in Florida. I'm buying those when I know they're in my county, and I know that if they don't answer their phone, I'm going to their home. And
Yeah.
when you go to their home, same thing. Excited, smile, go the extra mile, have a flair like Eric Bellaire. Do it with a style, right? And make sure you have all the tools with you. Your calendar book, the copy of the lead, your business card. Make sure that you are prepared to book appointments and ask questions at the doorstep to solidify the appointment, to make sure the client's just not blowing you off, because they will just blow you off and get you off their doorstep. Make sure it's a concrete appointment. And then If they're not home, have that hot knock sticker or the door delivery sticker with you, so you can leave a delivery sticker on their door. Most people who go to the door are just going to go to the door, do their thing, and then leave a delivery note if they don't get the answer at the door. And to me, that's not right, because there are things you can do at the door other than what everybody else does. And I'm unique, and I want you to be unique, and I want you to be different, because being different will get you different results. So try this the next time you go to a house and you knock on the door or you ring the doorbell and they don't answer. Try yelling out their names. Try saying, Andy, Jane, and watch what happens. If you feel they're home, if you think they're home, if you smell they're home, if you see the garage door open, if you hear a TV on, yell out their names. They will come to the door because they think you know them. Make sure you're also using that friendly knock. The other thing I'll do before I leave the doorstep is I will call them again from their doorstep. The biggest sale, and not even a sale, but the biggest opportunity that I found, because I recruited somebody because of what I did from this home, was I called the client from the doorstep, and they were in their backyard working in the garden. A person I couldn't get on the phone, a person I could never get at home. I'm out their door. I called them, and they're in the backyard in their garden. They come around front, and we booked an appointment. So I would make a phone call from their doorstep. That's another dial. I do it then too. And at that moment, I'm saving their number in my phone. Every single time I buy a lead, their number is saved in my phone, because I save it in my phone on that step or a different step if they answer earlier, but definitely that step. And the reason why is, now that when I leave, if I leave and that person calls me, I know who's calling me. It's not just a number in my phone. It's a number that I know. And I'm going to answer it. Hey, Aaron, this is Eric. How you doing? And she's going to say, who's this? I'm going to say, it's Eric. You're probably calling me because of the delivery note on your door. And she may not be. She might be calling me because I just called her and finally she's returning my phone call. She's going to go, no, I just missed your call. Oh, okay. Well, I happen to be in your neighborhood. I left a delivery note on your door. You're going to see that when you get home tonight. But I've been trying to reach you because of this request. But it's better to answer it, hey, Aaron, than to answer it, hello, the Bellaire agency, the Alliance. Answer it, hey, Aaron, how you doing today? And she's going to go like, yeah, who's this? Because you've got that name and you've broken that stranger thing. That's what I do on that second step of hot knocking. And there's a lot of involvement in the style of hot knocking, and why it's important to hot knock, and the tools you have on hot knocking, and yelling out their name, and knocking on the door, ringing the doorbell, leaving a delivery note, saving their phone number in your phone. Yeah, I know it can be a lot, but you got to do it. Now, you go back to your office with that particular lead, with all the other leads, and you know that's the second thing you did, was you hot knocked them, and you never got a call off the delivery note within a day. Within a day. I don't even wait a day. I get back to my office either that night or the next day, and believe it or not, I am sending that client a letter. I've tried calling them. I've tried hot knocking them. They're going to wonder what the delivery note's about. They haven't called me. I don't know why they didn't, but they should have. It's a delivery note on their door, but they don't call. I don't know why. So I'm putting a copy of the lead in the mail to them. Direct mail leads, 100%. Internet leads, you can send an email, make a copy of the email, also mail it, because emails go to junk or spam. I'm also I'm sending them letters, but I'm sending a letter saying, hey, I'm the person that's in charge of your case, trying to get a hold of you. If you could please give me a call, I'd really like to help you with this request attached, or the request enclosed, or the request. I've attached it in the envelope. It's in the envelope, and I send it in a specific color. Medicare, I use pink. Um, Life insurance, I use yellow. Doing seminars now, I use red and blue for different reasons. But when you call the person up a week later, and you only have to wait a week, you're dialing and you're buying leads that are in your market. So if I'm sending them a letter on Tuesday, they're getting it by Friday. So I'm going to call them again Saturdays. That's when I dial, every Saturday. And I'm going to say, hey, Aaron, if she answers this time, hey, Aaron, this is Eric Bellaire. I'm the gentleman that sent you that bright yellow envelope in the mail. Oh yeah, I got that. Yeah. I'm sorry, I've been busy. No worries, Aaron. I mean, you got somebody's interested because they got the letter, they're wanting to chat with you, or they'll sit there and say, "Yeah, I got the letter, I'm not interested." Well, we come back to the not interested things in a minute, but the point is, if they answer the phone, I don't say I'm calling from the Mortgage Protection Center. I don't say I'm calling from the Senior Center for Final Expense. I don't. I say I'm calling because I'm the gentleman that sent you a bright yellow envelope in the mail. Did you get that bright yellow envelope? And they're going to go, yeah, yeah. And by the way, it says I'm going to be calling them if they don't call me first, so they're expecting my phone call. If they don't answer the phone, this is another step. I am leaving them a message. If you don't want to leave messages, if you're trained not to leave messages, and you want to follow that training, that's up to you. I will say, as a business owner, this is my investment. These are my leads. I bought the leads. I need to get results from that investment. I'm leaving a message. So, hey, Aaron, this is Eric Bellaire. I've been trying to reach you. I'm in charge of your requests for mortgage protection or final expense. And I go into detail what it is. You want to make sure your home's paid off when you die. You want to make sure you have the funds enough to bury you or cremate you, the best rate in America, the new state regulated program, comes with a bunch of free benefits. If you could please give me a call back, I'd greatly appreciate it. I'd love to help you with this. Once I hang up with them, I take a picture of their lead and I send it to that phone number. If it's not a cell, it's not a cell. And I put a statement, please call regarding your attached request. Please call regarding your attached request. Yes, I'm doing all this for that investment. I'm doing all this on that lead. By the way, that text, and I talk about it in the training, that text can also happen on the very first dial. Because if I dial Aaron the very first time I get the lead and Aaron hangs up on me, click, or Aaron says, quit calling me, click, or Aaron says, you're full of crap, I never filled out anything, click. I know a lot of you are trained, take it to the door. I know a lot of you are trained to call back, and I'll call back, but a lot of times, click, click, click. And when you call back, you can sit there and say, hey, Aaron, I'm sorry, our phones got disconnected, play stupid, but click, click, click. So I'll take a picture of the lead and I'll send it to them and say, this is why I'm trying to call you. This is why I'm trying to reach out to you. If you can please give me a call back if this is your handwriting. And you won't believe how many people call back and apologize about being rude, apologize about being idiots, and sit there and say, oh my God, I thought you were a spammer, thought you were a scammer. I didn't realize it was that. Yes, yes, yes. But there's some of us that don't think of that and get that click, click, click and think, oh, what a waste of my money. And that's not the case. It's not a bad lead. It's just a person that's not understanding what's going on. So I'll text them an image of the lead. I've left them the message, texted an image of the lead. And I'm pretty much now saying to myself, okay, I'm a busy guy. I got a lot of clients that are coming to me. Not only am I working leads, but my phone rings out of the blue because of all the good I do. I can take that lead back to that same exact cycle again. Now, I won't do everything again. I probably won't invest in another letter again, even though it's only, 70 cents now. I don't know. I won't invest in another letter again, but I pretty much do everything else again. But if I don't want to do it all again because I'm so busy with everybody who is agreeing to deal with me, who is understanding what I'm looking to do for them, I'll take that lead and give it to another agent that I've hired. So I will tell you that if you're buying leads, you should be hiring. And if you're not hiring, I don't know why you're buying leads, because you should be hiring in the home. One of our bad to the bone agents came from a lead. I mean, the best agent in the company right now, number one for the last 3 years, came from a lead. She was a client. So if we're not hiring clients or telling clients that we're doing this and we're looking for people to join us, we're insane in the membrane. But the reason you do that is because I have a new girl I just hired. Her name is Nee. And you can tell by the name, she's not American. Her name is Nee. She's not American. She's a young lady in her 30s. I'm an old man in my 50s. We're different, completely different people, different personalities, different backgrounds, different cultures. I've given her some of my old leads, and she's already booked 2 appointments. And I could see the lead because she showed them to me. They were both widowers, single women in their 70s who probably did not feel comfortable meeting with me, who probably did not feel comfortable dealing with a guy. And they said yes to meet with her. So, and I'm cool with that because I'm helping a new agent, and this agent will help make a sale, hopefully, and I'll get an override. And an override is better than no ride at all. So you can keep on pounding that lead, pounding that lead, pounding that lead, pounding that lead, knowing that if you don't make a sale on it in 6 weeks, if it's a fresh lead, it's going to be resold to another agent anyhow. And then that agent's chasing that client and you're chasing that client and everything you've done hasn't worked. And maybe it's just who you are and your background, your culture, your whatever about you. And then this one clicks with the client because it's a female voice or a country voice or who knows what it is. And the client agrees. And you're sitting there going like, what's wrong with me? Am I chopped liver? Well, that agent's not on your team, so you're not making anything. And you would have been better served to say to somebody new you hired, hey, go after this. They won't work with me, but they might work with you. Now, on my leads, I'll make notes. NI stands for not interested. ID stands for idiot. But anyhow, that's just my opinion. And then if sometimes I'm giving leads away where I've never spoke to the person. I never spoke with them. But I called them. I hot knocked them. I sent them a letter. I sent them a text. I left them a message. I called them again. For God's sakes, what am I supposed to do? Keep doing it over and over and over and over again? No, I've given that to somebody, and I even let the agents who I hire know as I give them all these leads. Hey, look at the ones that if you want to look to them, look to them. If they, and by the way, NIs and IDs don't mean they're going to stay NIs and IDs. You can still change that person's mind. But you'll see there's some of them I've never even was able to get on the phone. I never even got to talk to them. I'm just giving it to you because I want to help you. And I'm busy what I'm doing, right? Now, if you're not busy buying new leads every single week, you got to keep working that yourself, bring it back to the same wash, rinse, recycle method and until you get them on the phone. Now, going back real quick, and then I'll let Aaron ask you some questions. Like, yeah, you're going to get some objections, whether you're buying brand new leads or older leads. People got to understand. It's so funny where agents buy leads and they're brand new, they're fresh, they paid $60, and the client says, "I already took care of that." And the agent's going like, "This is ridiculous. This is supposed to. I'm the one who." Dude, ladies, gentlemen, dudettes, we're not the only ones in the business. There's other companies out there sending these people information about mortgage protection, about final expense. You're the first one who bought it from us, but you may not be the only letter that client sent in. Unfortunately, these clients are sending in one letter after another sometimes. So you might have been behind the ball because another agent from another company got to them first. But that doesn't mean that other agent from another company sold them the product that's best for them. So when a person says to you, these two biggest objections, I'm no longer interested, or I've already taken care of it, this is how I like to respond. If you're no longer interested, Aaron, I'm going to close your file, and I'm not going to ever call you again. But as I close your file, the two quick questions I normally ask people who tell me they're no longer interested: is it because you were told it was way too expensive by another agent, or was it because you were told you can't qualify because of some sort of medical issue? And then to shut up and hear what they say. And you'll be surprised at the answer you get to that sometimes. Now, you might hear also other ones you'd be surprised or not too surprised about, like, none of your business, idiot, click. That don't hurt my feelings. But you might also hear, yes, I can't get covered because I have AIDS. I can't get covered because people told me because I'm dealing with cancer. I can't get covered because I had a heart attack last year. Au contraire, I'm Eric Bellaire, and I got to tell you, there's a product out there that can take care of that and cover you. Or they say to you, yeah, the last idiot, and they use the word idiot, in my home tried to tell me it was $600 a month or $500 a month. I can't afford that. And I'm looking at their age, and if I see they're under 70, I'll get their attention and say, listen, John, Joe, Mary, Aaron, I'm so sorry, but I have a product right now I'm looking at right now. I can get you 50 grand for $13 a month. I can get you 50 grand for $13 a month. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that's Beach of Omaha accidental death or Forrester's accidental death. And you can get about a 70-something-year-old 50 grand for about $13 a month. And that gets their attention. And I'm going to go out there and help them with that deal. And I might find other opportunities when I'm in the home. I just want to get in the home and help these people. The other one you might hear is, I've already taken care of it. And I'm happy they've already taken care of it if they're not telling me a lie to push me off the phone. So I'll sit there and say, listen, Aaron, I'm glad you took care of it already. I'm going to go ahead and close your file. I'll call you again. I like to ask a quick question to my clients who tell me that they already took care of it. And I'm just curious to know, did you get the old kind or the new kind? And I shut up again. Well, before I close your file, I just want to know, did you get the old kind or the new kind? And I don't know what you're thinking when I say that to you as an agent listening to me, but what do you think they're thinking? And they're usually going to say, and if they don't, you say it, but they're usually going to say, what do you mean? What's the difference? And if they don't say anything, you say, listen, if they take too long, if they're just stuck, like you clogged up their brain power, you sit there and say, listen, Aaron, let me explain. The old kind's a lot more expensive than the new kind. And I've seen it sold as early as yesterday. And agents make a lot more money selling the old kind. I pride myself in taking care of my clients, and I sell the new kind. Not only is it less expensive, but it offers a lot more benefits. Remember the postcard you sent in talked about the newest state regulated program. And it's my job to make sure you have the new kind. I'm ethically bound to tell you that you do or not. If you let me come out and take a peek, I'll let you know really quick. And if you do, I'll shake your hand. If you don't, I'll show you what you can do to improve your coverage. Now, if I get there, you might all think to me, you get the next 5 sales, that happens, you go out to their home, and the next 5 all have Superman policies. And yes, I use the word Superman policies because that entails strength. And you sit there and you say, that training that night, Aaron, was a waste of time. I did what Eric said. It wasted even more of my time because I got to go into the client's house and every single client had one of our Mutual of Omaha policies, or every single client had one of our Foresters policies. And they were Superman policies and I couldn't do anything for it. Yeah, what? No way, Jose. No, first of all, I'm not telling you to replace a Superman policy, but there's no way the agent before you hit everything from A to Z and made sure they took care of their grandchildren, made sure they took care of their 401k, made sure they offered them an opportunity to come to work for us or anybody that noted needed work, make sure that their estate planning was taken care of, made sure that their Medicare was taken care of, made sure that their spouses were taken care of, made sure their hospital indemnity was taken care of. Come on now. Now, so I believe you even have a better opportunity than the first agent, because the first agent who did sell him a Superman policy was panicking about even getting it. Oh, and then he got it, or she got it. You're in there not only congratulating the client and showing the client ethics and saying, whoa, dude, yes, this is a Superman policy. Congratulations. Now you're not panicking. You say, by the way, I noticed the agent didn't tell you about this, or I'm not seeing this. Or let me ask you this. Did the agent let you know about this? Did you know that we can do this? And they're going to love you more than the first agent because you congratulated them on getting a Superman policy, and you're showing them how ethical you are by not pulling them and saying, oh, this is, you should look at maybe replacing this, and I could show you a weakness in it. And by the way, during these reviews, trust me, you will find weak policies. If you haven't studied or ran into Primerica policies, if you haven't ran into AIL policies, if you haven't ran into Bankers Life policies, if you haven't ran into Colonial Penn policies, senior life policies, then you haven't been doing this long enough. Because all of those I just mentioned, and they're all billion-dollar companies, and they do major business every year across America. I can replace every single one of their products. And I love it when I sit in front of a client that pulls out one of those policies. And as long as it's pulled out if they bought it in the last 5 years, if they bought it over 5 years ago, yeah. And by the way, yeah, I said 5 years. I can replace an AIL that was sold in the last 5 years. I can replace a Prime America sold in the last 5 years because of how expensive they are and the weaknesses that they have compared to what we have. So I'm just letting you know there's angles to work. Those are the 2 biggest objections. I know we get other ones, but the 2 biggest ones are, I've already taken care of it. I'm no longer interested. I've already taken care of it. I'm no longer interested. Don't just let that scoot you away from trying to help the client. I've just taught you what you can do to agree with that objection and then find a way in to the home still because of what you're saying and providing to the client.
That's awesome. And yeah, just those 3 things of not giving up with the questions that you asked, the older the new, that's my favorite. That really, I started doing it, major success. And then, you know, why, no longer interested. So make sure y'all make those notes. Is it too expensive or because you were declined? That is huge because it gets their attention. And a lot of times it's one or the other. It's not because they're not interested, they're frustrated, and we're here to help with that frustration. Um, so Eric, I know a lot of people ask me this question. I want your perspective. When you door knock, I'll give my perspective and I want you to give yours. So if I have a no show, I'll go door knock. And my personal intention, if I have time, I want to get in the home. But 90% of the time, I would rather not feel so forced to get my foot in the door. I want it relaxed, casual. Oh, no problem. I'm busy anyway. I'll come back tomorrow. And I usually schedule them the next day. And that takes the pressure off. They don't feel rushed. I feel more comfortable, that my vibe is more comfortable for them. But then if people are like, "Oh, come on in," then I go for it, even if I'm gonna be late to the next, because who knows if that next one you're gonna rush, they probably won't be there. So that's my perspective of door knocking, and I get excited about door knocking. A lot of people are terrified, but my recommendation would be very casual. Don't feel forced to get in the door, because I think a lot of new agents, that's all they're thinking and it just crashes. So, what is your perspective and your tips of when you door knock and schedule?
Well, exactly, you just described it. I'm not expecting to get in the door. Would I love to get in the door? Maybe, depending on my calendar. But if I'm just
Yep,
squeezing in a couple of door knocks before the next appointment, I'm really
yep.
not wanting to get in the door. I'm wanting to book the appointment, and especially, and I'm experienced. I can turn on a dime and know I'm going to take care of when a client says, I just got out of prison, or I'm on 8 months of I got 8 months of probation left, or I have AIDS, or I have cancer, I have this, or I have that. I mean, oh, my 80-year-old mother lives with me too. I mean, I know what to do. I've got experience. So I'm telling new agents, don't go in the home. I'm telling a new agent to slow it down. When the client agrees that they want to have your help, say, listen, when would be a better time for me to come back? Tomorrow, the next day? It's like you're on the phone. What works for you, morning, afternoon, or evening,
Mm.
weekends or weekdays, whatever your schedule is. And the reason you're slowing it down is so you can collect some data and collect some detail, and then get a hold of your growing up line or the carriers or Gina Hawks or whatever, the President's Club, and tell them, this is the scenario I'm going to be facing at 1 o'clock on Tuesday. Can you help me go into the home with a pre planned solution? And by the way, you can have pre planned solutions if you already have asked detailed questions like, before I leave the doorstep, Aaron, I'm glad you want to meet me on Monday at 2 o'clock. Before I leave, real quick, any major health issues I need to know about? Because I'm going to do some shopping around for you. Any major health issues? Have you faced any major health issues at all? Are you on any kind of prescription medications? And if you are, how long have you been taking them? And by the way, are you a smoker or a non-smoker? And lastly, I'm looking at a final expense lead. I don't see your date of birth. What's your date of birth? If their date of birth is on 3/10 and you're meeting them on 3/9, you may not want to go in the house with quotes for their birthday now, because they're more than likely going to want to start it after their birthday. So you're going to make sure you go into the house with age 70, not age 69. And I used to love going into homes when I was new with already prepared quotes. That way, if I had software problems, if the software locked up on me, if I couldn't get a hold of somebody to run rates for me, I already did it. I went into a home with a pre-planned quote sheet. This is what it would cost to pay off your mortgage. This is what it costs to make mortgage payments. This is what it would cost to do this. If it's burial, this is what it would cost to get you buried. This is what it would cost to get you cremated. And I had rates already prepared based on the information that I gathered on the phone or at the doorstep. So my job isn't just to book appointments. I know that some of you are just trying to book appointments, but my job as a successful agent is to book quality appointments, and to book appointments that intend to be there, and to book appointments that I know are sincerely interested in what I'm trying to do. I've said this, I say this a lot, and I know other people have other approaches, and that's up to everybody. It's okay. Everybody's mindset is different. It's like Aaron said, what's your perspective, and this is my perspective. We all have different perspectives, but I'm going to say something, okay? The Alliance spent millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars figuring out what in a letter gets response. What makes a person not throw it in the trash and take the time to fill it out? There's verbiage, there's vocabulary, there's words that are used on this piece of paper that make people move. Then we also had to spend millions of dollars, if you don't know about it, to get the state to approve it. All letters are not the same in all states. Go ahead and buy a mortgage lead in Kansas City or Kansas and buy a mortgage lead in Florida. The verbiage is different because of state law. So the laws require certain verbiage. Then the marketers are coming up with verbiage, and then the letters finally go out, and they work or they don't work. And then we're getting them back, and for some reason, agents, for some reason, want to be a mystery. They want to be a mystery to the client. And they want to, like, I guess when they get to the door, they want to say, surprise, I'm here to help you with mortgage protection. I don't do that. I'm clear as a bell, so they can tell me on the phone to go to hell. I'm sorry, but that's true. I'm clear as a bell at what my intentions are, what I'm going to come out there to do. I'm looking at a letter you sent in. It talks about mortgage protection so that when you die, your home is paid off. If you became disabled, your mortgage payments will be made. Final expense lead, new state regulated product that will help you with burial costs and cremation costs at the best rate in America with free benefits. Does this sound familiar? Would you like my help? This is what I'm here to help you with. I'm not going to come to their house and say, surprise. I mean, again, agents are doing that, and they're just trying to book appointments. So my thing is, would you want 40 appointments with 20 no-shows or 25 no-shows, 15 sits and 5 apps? Not a bad week. A lot of work, but 5 apps. 5 apps, it's a good week. Or would you rather have 15 appointments, 12 sits, and 10 apps?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's about the intentionality. And if you don't know what that's about, read a book by John Maxwell called Intentional Living. Do things with an intentionality, do things with intentions, and with pure intentions, with noble intentions, with genuine intentions. That's why I always talk about being a difference maker and wanting to be a blessing to others. And that's my take on that. I know I went on a tangent. I'm sorry.
No, that was awesome. I'm going to ask another question. We'll tie this up. Please take a moment if y'all have questions. Q&A box, please hit that up. But God, my mind just left. So my question for you is closing the dials or the door knock of having a quality set closing appointment. What is your closing for making sure you feel confident about not having a no-show?
It's a great question. I mean, my first year here, I had I kept track of my numbers. I had them all. They're at the office. I trained on them. It's really good that you keep track and see your improvement. I think my first year here, I think I had 180 no-shows, and no-shows are very, very disturbing. No-shows are upsetting. No-shows are frustrating. No-shows are a kick in the whatever. And my following year, I only had 70 no-shows, and my no-shows improved every year after that. So what I learned to do is, when I book an appointment, I didn't get excited about the appointment and thinking that I had an appointment and hung up and went to the next dial, which I didn't even know if the next dial would even answer. So what I got excited about was an opportunity to help a person that was agreeing to meet with me, and it kept me on the phone. And people wonder why I still do it to this day. So if I book an appointment with you and I'm saying all I say, and I say, yeah, my job's to help you with this. Are you home on Monday, Tuesday, morning after? By the way, you can control when you want to work. It's so cool, you know. Are you available Monday? I'm available Monday, Tuesday, morning or afternoon. I'm available Monday, Tuesday, afternoon or evening. I'm available Monday, Tuesday in the evening. What's good for you? When we talk about the evening, you're controlling your calendar. But the more flexible you are, the more appointments you're going to make. Which day's good for you? Monday or Tuesday, morning, afternoon, evening. Now, when they say morning, again, you control your schedule. Okay, Aaron, you said morning. Do you mean 9, 10, 11? That's me. But in my first year doing this, okay, Aaron, you said morning. Do you mean 7, 8, 9? Because I was getting up early, getting out there, running a lot of appointments. But anyhow, you control. When they say evening, I used to say 6, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now I say, you say evening, Aaron, you mean 5, 6? I want to get home now. I'm killing it without having to kill it my time, right? But anyhow, I say to them, listen, Aaron, she says in the morning, I say 10, 11. She says 11. I say, great. Listen, I'm going to have a lanyard around my neck. It's my official credentials. I'm also going to pull up an official vehicle. Now, that's me. I have an official vehicle, but I'll have my credentials around my neck. and I want you to know, I used to say I look like Al Bundy, married with children. They get a laugh out of it. I say I have 8 kids, 11 grandkids, stuff like that. That's one thing. But what I'm trying to say is I'm getting friendly with the client, and I'm not just hanging up because they agreed to meet with me. I'll even say stuff to the client. No problem, Aaron. 11 o'clock on Monday. By the way, are you off that day or you work for a living? Oh no, I don't work anymore. I'm retired. Oh, you're retired. What do you do? What did you used to do for a living? I was a post office employee. You were a post office employee. I had 7 brothers and sisters who were at the post office, and I think pretty much all of them are retired now. How long did you work there for? 40 years. My God, when did you retire? About a year ago. By the way, I'm finding out things that are pretty exciting right now, and I'm getting fired up. But anyhow, I'm talking to this person, and I'll ask them other things, and I'll say, oh, by the way, Aaron, I forgot to ask you, do you live alone, or do you have? Because it's a final expense widower lead. It looks like. Oh no, I have a significant other. He's here with me. Oh, okay. Is it just you two? No, we actually adopted our grandchild because his mom and dad are drug addicts. And oh, really? How old is he? 8. I'm getting. Oh man, I know what I'm going in there to do, boy. I'm getting fired up. Other people book the appointment and say, okay, we're gonna see you at 11. I'm not done. I have a conversation, and after that conversation's over, guess what I say? By the way, Aaron, what time do we say again on Monday? Erin's excited to see me because she sees I'm interested in her. And she also says, oh, we said 11, Eric. I look forward to meeting you. Me too, Aaron. I'll see you at 11 o'clock. And by the way, I'm so cocky and confident about my appointments over the last 7, 8 years. And people are told, don't book appointments more than 2 days out. Don't book appointments. I got appointments for next week already. I got appointments on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday. They're not going to no-show me. I mean, and by the way, if you get worried about driving an hour and a half because you made an appointment 5 days out, again, we're in a local market. Send them a letter. Aaron, as a reminder, I'll be at your house at 10 o'clock on Friday the 28th. Look forward to meeting you, Eric Bellaire. And I get there and the letter's on the table, which is beautiful. Oh, by the way, I say, if there's any problem with you keeping this appointment, please call and let me know. Or that morning, I might get a text. Eric, I'm sorry I got called into work. I'd rather get a text than nothing at all. And I text back, and I love it when you text back and say, no worries, you want to reschedule? Yes, next week sometime. Or you don't get a word back and you're going, ah. But anyhow, and also, if it is an hour and a half drive, I know we're told just to show up, just to show up, just to show up. And that's great. Do what you want to do. It's an hour and a half drive. It's the only appointment I got that day. And I want to get other things done as well. And my phone rings out of the blue. I might text them and say, hey, Aaron, are we still on for today? I just had my AC fixed today. One of my ACs broke. The guy texted me. On Saturday, I had my hot tub, needed to have something done with it. And I missed the guy because I told him between 12 and 1. His scheduler texted me that morning, but I was doing a state intake appointments at my office. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. I said between 12 and 1. She came back and said, I'm sorry, he got there now. What to reschedule? So he rescheduled today at 8 o'clock. He texted me this morning and says, are you home? Yeah. Nobody wants to waste the freaking time. But why is it that we have agents that refuse to believe it might build a little bit of credibility and a little bit more professionalism to say, hey, I'm on my way. Are we still good? Or I had a dentist appointment today at 3 o'clock. They texted me freaking Friday. They texted me again this morning saying, are you gonna still? Yes, yes. But I ain't getting frustrated. I'm just telling you, these are what professional people do because they are busy and they want to fill that slot. If you're not gonna make it, I'm gonna fill that slot. But anyhow, I don't do anything I'm saying to do if you're being trained to do something differently. But I become a client's friend over the phone. Another John Maxwell book is Everybody Listens, Few Connect. Everybody listens, few connect. I'm a connector. I listen to my clients and I want to help my clients. And I got to tell you something. If you read that book, you'll learn a lot. Friends don't screw friends. And not most of the time. And I'm starting the relationship on the phone before I get to the home. They like me. They like my personality. They like my intentions. They like what I'm going to do for them. They want to meet me. And I'm not a mystery.
That's amazing.
Mysteries can be forgotten and they'll no-show you. So
yep. To tie that in, and then I'll take this question. I did the same thing. What started making difference for me on dialing was unique. We already want to sound different on the phone. And then more of a laugh. When you get a laugh on the phone, there's connection. And then I just try to get their vibe and feed off of their personality to make some little question of how they're feeling, what they're doing. And that's a remembering. That's what they're going to remember more than the conversation and why you're even coming. So just try, just like him, try to be different, be very casual, and just put your little signature on it. I'm all about, and enjoy the rest of your day. Have a blessed day. And nobody, what telemarketer says that? But I'm Southern, and that's just what I tell everybody. And you'll feel a smile over the phone. They may need that more than anything else. So just try to be unique. Don't be scared to be yourself, because that's where you'll shine through when you're focused on the task. And the task is just helping, asking questions and helping. All right. So Eric, we've got love the book idea. Any other books that you recommend for new agents?
Oh, well, those are great books, but I mean, of course, the 8 Steps to Success. But a brand new agent, I would tell a brand new agent to get Frank Betcher's book called How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success and Selling. How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success and Selling by Frank Betcher, a man that was a professional baseball player that came into the insurance industry and failed miserably and quit, and then came back into it a year or two later and became the biggest success. And he tells people how you can't quit. And he if he wouldn't have quit, he would have been success faster. And luckily, he came back into the industry and killed it, because he wasn't a quitter. And then another great simple read, a really fast read, and there's several of them in the series, but The Greatest Salesman in the World. If you could read The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino, it's a game changer.
Thank you so much. Amazing call tonight. Thank you for all those tips, nuts and bolts. They're amazing. Guys, happy Monday. Kill it this week. Take those notes, motivation, run with it.
Well, thanks for having me on the
All
call.
right.
I hope you guys do well and kill it this month.
Thank you, Eric.
All right. Bye
All
bye
right,
now.
guys. Thank y'all.